guys, and welcome back to the Virtual Reality Show, where we talk about any and all things related to virtual reality inside virtual reality. I'm your host, PHIA. You guys ask me questions all the time about how to get started as a VTuber, a trend that has been rising in popularity over the past few months now. So I decided to put together a 2020 guide presenting the resources that I use or recommend for new and experienced VTubers alike. The most common thing people see in VTubing is the classic live 2D model that utilizes face rigs, such as what the HoloLive idols use. This method is fairly self-explanatory, but it requires you making or commissioning a 2D anime character and rigging it up, which is an expensive process that doesn't give you great options like the 3D model does. In truth, anyone can become a VTuber for completely free, and I'm here to spill all the secrets on what is available right now. It can become an expensive hobby very quickly, so I recommend sitting through this entire video to learn about what is free and what costs money so that you can create a plan of testing out VTubing to see if it's right for you before indulging in the programs and equipment. Sound good? Awesome. So let's get started. Step 1. Picking out your model. So if you're looking to get a uniquely custom model for free, you are in luck, because the company Pixiv has this awesome program called VRoid Studio that you can use to create your own anime-style model in a ready-to-go .vrm format, which stands for Virtual Reality Model. It's way easier to use than a program like Blender because it provides a ready-to-go base that is rigged for you. Plus, it's always an option to import the model into Blender anyways if you do want to add on extra features or items like a tail or hat, for example. If you aren't the artistic type, that's okay too. I'm going to link to a website below called Booth. If you search VRoid and then a texture name, you can find loads of stuff like eye or clothing textures to buy or download for free. I also recommend typing in Japanese if you can, as some of the things may not be tagged with English names. You might not have the best looking model right away, but it's more than possible to learn or commission someone with artistic ability and Photoshop skills to create you a better model. I personally do commissions, including model retouches for things like hair, so if you are interested in that, make sure you follow my Twitter to see when I do reopen commission slots. Getting a custom model adds a sense of uniqueness and will help you stand out from the crowd, but don't be afraid to start on your own. Step 2. Face tracking your model. So now that you have a model, you're going to need a program that tracks your face and audio movements. For something like Twitch streaming, the free options that I recommend are called Wakaru and 3Teen, which are available on Steam. I have used both of these extensively on Steam myself and have a personal preference for 3Teen. My favorite part of 3Teen is that you can quickly take PNGs by setting the background to transparent, but there's lots of nice options for being a free program to explore. Just make sure you set your language option to English. What I use for streaming is something called Leopit. It costs 5,000 yen, which is about 50 USD, and frick frack paddywhack is it great. It's easy to use and tracks your model way more accurately than a free webcam tracker out there. When I finally caved in to purchase Leopit, I felt way more comfortable when streaming and was a little mad at myself for not just buying it sooner. It's not on Steam, but there is a free trial you can test out before making the splurge to compare it, to see the difference for yourself. Step 3. Hand tracking. So once you have a webcam program set up, it's worth considering buying a Leap Motion for hand tracking. A Leap Motion is this cute little rectangular box that uses sensors to track your hand and finger movements. I bought mine for 90 USD and then 3D printed this cute little shirt clip to put it on my chest and track away. It's not always the best at its job, but it's so nice to be able to wave at chat and stuff because hands create way more engagement when talking and really ups your VTuber quality all around. It works way better with Leopit than 3Teen, like a million times better. I would not recommend anyone to get a Leap Motion unless you were specifically going to use it with Leopit. For all you art streamers, what I would actually point you towards is something called VDraw. It also has a free trial, but only costs 10 USD to remove that watermark for the full version. It will do face tracking, but instead of tracking your hands, it tracks your mouse and keyboard. I've used this myself, and I think it works super well for engaging content when it comes to navigating a desktop or doing art streams. Highly recommend it. The program V-Magic Mirror also works very similarly by using that same mouse and keyboard style tracking. Step 4. VR programs! Alright, so now that you've got the stuff for streaming set up, it's time to really jump into becoming virtual through using your model in VR. I did a whole video on how to get your Vroid model into VR chat super easily for beginners, so go check that out. VR chat is a great way to navigate using your VR avatar and can technically play it on desktop as well and not even need VR. What I'm using right now to film is this program called Virtual Cast, which is free on Steam. It's being updated all the time, and I find it to be the most fluid for things like hand gestures or facial expressions to convey emotion. It's a bit confusing, so I made some tutorials on it so that you can get familiar with the program as well as learn how to import your models and do multiplayer for your VTuber meetups. I also want to recommend something called Tracking World, which is created by a VTuber in this community known as Deet. It's very customizable and has lots of great features while being completely free. VTuber Natsumi Moe uses this for her videos, and she's one of the most successful English VTubers right now. Step 5. VR streaming. So let's say you want to stream your full body avatar. I personally haven't done this myself because I'm still waiting on my index to ship with the base stations for my Vive trackers, which I'm getting pretty tired of waiting for, but I still have recommendations. There's a free program called Live, L-I-V, that will connect to a certain list of compatible games to show you your avatar playing the game. I was able to use this program to get PHIA into Beat Saber, which I really want to stream once I get the full body tracking nailed out. The other program that is super popular right now is something called Suva, or Stream Your Virtual Avatar. With Suva, you are able to set up your avatar in Unity and then overlay it using something like OBS on your games. It costs about $10 and will take a bit of Unity knowledge, but should work well in getting that overlay. The last option I'll actually recommend is Tracking World. You cannot run 2 games on Steam at once like with Virtual Cast or VR Chat, but with Tracking World, there is a feature to make it run in the background. Alright, well that wraps up most of my advice and recommendations for getting started. If this video was helpful, then please drop a like and subscribe for a new video every single week. Becoming a VTuber is not easy and gets expensive fast, but it's really exciting and a really fun opportunity for people to explore. Here's a list of channels that have helpful information that I recommend checking out. All of these have been super helpful to me in getting started on VTubing, and I think they'll be helpful to you as well. Please comment below saying what kind of videos related to VTubing you'd like me to make in the future, so that I can see what I need to go more in depth on for you guys. If you have any questions, then make sure to join my Discord because we have a whole channel related to VTubing questions where everyone is eager to help each other out. Also, please consider joining my Patreon because making these videos takes a lot of time and resources. I have big plans for the show, and your generosity really helps me to continue in this dream that I have for the channel. Anyways, I've been your host, PHIA, and I'll see you on next week's episode.